What's going on, everybody? This is Jake Burkey from Rock Rods and Busted Knuckle Films, and today we have a special guest who's going to teach us about head and neck restraints. What? Of course this is DOT approved. What do you mean I can't wear this? We're here again with Mr. Kris from ISP Seats, and we're going to talk a little bit about head and neck restraints. Now, some of these things that we have out here on the table are a little bit different, and when you go to shop for your neck restraint, there's going to be a couple different options. So, Kris, tell us, what's the difference? Why are these sold? What are their purposes? What's the difference between that and some of these other systems?
Well, this is a neck collar, and a lot of people use them, but they do nothing to contain your head to your body. What they're good at doing is maybe softening the blow on your helmet, sometimes on a little wobble, or if you bottom out as opposed to your helmet coming into your chest, it will give it a little bit of a cushion. But do not ever correlate this as a head and neck device.
Okay.
This will not keep your head to your body.
Okay.
And at that point, I'll go to my little, I've tried to draw here. So here we got Joe Racer. He's sitting here. Now he does have his head restraints on, or his seat belts. So what happens on an impact, because his body is being restrained, his head wants to move forward and come off his body. Now what we have is we've got our spine and we have the spinal cord. When the head tries to move forward and come off the body, it will actually stretch and stretch and stretch, which is what I've tried to show here in between the skull and the vertebra. You start having room where these are stretching apart. The problem is when it stretches to the point that it has no more room to stretch, the head can whip, just like cracking a whip. And what happens at that point is you can have severe trauma to the brainstem area. It creates, sometimes on a hard impact, a basal skull fracture, which is a ring at the bottom of the skull that the spinal cord is actually trying to pull the brain out the bottom of the skull. It's kind of it's not something you really want to think about and discuss. I've been around a few incidents where people has actually sustained these injuries, and they're usually fatal, and it's very ugly. It's very rare do you survive and recover from one of these. There is a few people that has done it. Ernie Irvin is one in Cup. He sustained some very serious trauma in there. So with understanding that what we're dealing with is the head trying to come off the body because we have the body restrained with the seat belts. What we want to take a look at is if you're introducing this collar will have nothing to do to keep Joe Racer's head on his body. What you do want is you want some type of a head and neck device that attaches to your helmet. And the way these work is they coincide and work with the seatbelt. There's friction right here, and there's friction pads on the head and neck devices that the belt has to make solid contact. And what happens is when your head and your body try moving forward, your head and neck device actually stays put. And as your head reaches forward, you maintain tension on your tethers, and that's what retains your helmet, which helps keep your head in a safe location to your body so you don't sustain any injuries. Now, a head and neck device is designed for forward movement. The Simpson Hybrid actually has double tethers on it, so it works laterally somewhat, but we'll get into that in a second. A head and neck device in today's world is a necessity because you're going so fast. It's not how fast you go, it's how fast you stop. Now, if you really think about that, to put things in perspective, Dale Earnhardt died from a 38-mile-an-hour loss of velocity. He hit the wall at 188 miles an hour and come off of it at 150. 38 miles an hour. You do that in the street every day. It can happen to you in a street vehicle, but the head neck device that you have is called an airbag. It keeps your head in location and stops you from going in the steering wheel. So the automotive industry has been dealing with this for a while. People just didn't really understand why or what it was all about. But what we're trying to do here today is get you to understand exactly what the head and neck device is designed to do, so it'll help educate you so you can make a proper choice for your application.
All right, Kris, so a lot of people are interested in how the head and neck restraint works, basically how the system all goes together and how everything works as a unit. So can you kind of walk us through some of that stuff?
Sure. First you got to start with a helmet, and you'll see here that you have installed your D-rings in the helmet at the proper locations supplied by the manufacturer in the box. Once these are installed, you're pretty much ready to use your head and neck device as long as you follow the instructions. So at this time I'm going to have him put his helmet on, sport his nice looking brain bucket around.
Absolutely, baby. Let's check it out.
Okay. Now I'm going to have you put the hybrid on. Okay. Now, as you can see, these little things here pull forward, and then they go through and connect to the helmet. I'll do both of them here just so you don't twist your head if we pull on it. Okay. Now, this actually fits around his chest. Now, what this does is it actually works if for some reason a shoulder harness belt would actually come off. If you're using a suspension seat or some type of a seat that's not a containment seat, the ability for you to move and this belt slide off, it happens. It happens a lot. So at that point, it would render most of your head and neck devices useless. But with the use of the hybrid and wearing it, it still creates enough tension through your chest to keep it down to where it will still work. We've seen this in testing. But what I want to explain on how the belts work, as far as the head and neck device with the belts, there's a friction pad here, and this works solely upon friction received from the belt. So go ahead and push your head forward. Now, if he was to move forward on an impact, on a side view of the video, it would look like the head restraint's coming backwards. But what the head restraint is doing is it's sticking to the seat belt. So this pulls out all the tension and stops his head from moving to the point that it can whip, like we were speaking about earlier. So this device here actually has the double tether and will work on some lateral movement. It's designed for forward movement. All the head and neck devices work better in a containment seat where we have a head support or some type of a restriction on your head. Now, what we'll do is, these are designed here to post to the front of the helmet. All he has to do is reach up with one hand, yank on them both, and they come loose. So it's easy to come out of. Okay, here is the HANS device. This is the one that basically everybody refers to as the HANS, but this is the brand name. These are both owned by Simpson. These are the original head and neck devices that's created over 15 years ago. This device, it simply fits over your neck, and you have the tethers that kind of work the same way. They would attach to the helmet. In the box the HANS comes with, it comes with all the hardware and instructions on how to use this. This one has a sliding tether, and both of them will allow slight head movement. You don't need a lot. The way this one works is the same thing. You can see all this friction pad here on the seat belt, and it pulls back. It's a little bit better illustration than the way the hybrid works, but they both work the same way. I feel that in the off-road community, your best choice is a hybrid, just because it straps on you, and getting in and out of the vehicle, a lot of you guys have some pretty tight areas, so you've got your bars right there. If you're bending and trying to come out, and this HANS it's able to stick on a bar, so that can create a problem getting out. Now, all right, I just get in the car, I put my helmet on, and I put my HANS on, and I put my helmet. That's fine if you're in the car. Well, chances are if you do that, you probably take your helmet and your HANS off before you get out. What are you going to do when it's on fire? You really need to practice getting in and out of your vehicle quickly. Time yourself. Do it a few times. See if there's something that you need to move. Preventative maintenance. You got to get out of there fast. So if you need to move a box a little bit or get something out of the way, make something for easier egress out of the vehicle, it's a good idea to do it, because when you're on fire, you want to come out of there fast. Well, hopefully we've been able to explain a little bit about the head and neck restraints if you had any questions about them. I know a lot of the sanction bodies now are stepping up and making you do them, and I do understand a lot of the people's concerns. They're just trying to get us to spend money, you know, but this is all about saving yourself. You're talking, you can get a HANS device if you get the plastic style, which is actually a carbon material that it's blown out of. You're talking 600 bucks. The Simpson Hybrid is $5.99. You can get it in sizes. You measure your chest. That's how you figure this. I even have child sizes. But you're talking about a $600 investment. A good set of belts is going to cost you $200 to $300. You know, a good helmet's going to cost you a couple $100. At what point does that equate one trip to the hospital? You know, you're a lot better off taking a hard hit, having all your safety equipment in line so it works for you. And at the bottom of the hill, you guys get out, you talk about it, you laugh about it. It's a lot better than those guys watching you go off in the paddy wagon.
Absolutely, guys. You know, we keep on pushing our sport to the envelope. We're hitting bigger hills, we're jumping bigger obstacles, and our wrecks are becoming a lot worse. Whether it's ATV racing, or if you're in one of these buggies or anything, even Ultra 4 or anything like that, guys, if you're not in a sanctioned event and it's not required, you still need to pay attention to this stuff, because we don't want to see anybody get hurt. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you like it. Go down into the description and we're going to leave a link. Click on the link, go to our website, and you can actually purchase a head and neck restraint directly from us, and we'll get you hooked up with everything that you need. Now, if you guys need any advice on how to put it on or anything, you can give us a call, you can give us an email, we'll help you out with that. You can give Kris at ISP Seats a call, he can help you out with that. Guys, if you need anything safety related, please let us know. We've got arm restraints, we've got harnesses, we've got neck pillows, we've got rollover valves and battery disconnects and everything. It's down in the description, so check it out. Also, guys, make sure you go on and like our Facebook pages, because that gives us momentum to be able to produce these videos. Go to Jake Burkey, Riot Buggy, like that page. Go to the Busted Knuckle Films page, like that stuff. We'll put all these videos out for you, and really hope you like it. And I more than anything hope you guys are educated on the proper safety gear so that you stay safe while you're out on the trail. Alright guys, this is take 19 probably, but we're going to nail it this time. Sally sells she-shells by the seesaw. That's crazy. You can't say it. You can't say it.